So before I start, I have to say that that clap was weak. So one more time. Good morning, everybody. You guys ready for me to speak?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, I guess I'll speak then. Do you believe in fate? The idea that everything happens for a reason and everything has meaning. Our life's paths. We have these pathways and we cross and everything was meant to be. You ever have that moment?
No.
Well, that's okay, because today I'm going to give you that moment. Because my fellow Toastmasters, I'm here to tell you that today, you have something that is meant for you. A way to walk. A personal legend. At least according to my good friend Paulo Coelho. He's the author of The Alchemist. And in The Alchemist, there's this general belief that the universe can only achieve perfection when all natural things continuously achieve their personal legend. And not only achieve their personal legend, but evolve into something higher and then go after that new goal. That's the basis of this book. And in this book, there's a boy named Santiago. And he gives up everything that he has in life just to follow his personal legend. Just like I did when I went to Orlando. You see, a few months back ago, and by a few months, I mean close to 14 months, I had this dream. And I had read this book before, but I kept having this reoccurring dream where I was somewhere I hadn't seen before. And that was because the lights were dim, and I couldn't really tell. And the smell, it smelled like something stale, something old, something that young people weren't supposed to do. It was a library. And I kept going and seeing this one book in my dream. It was the only book. All the other books were faded, and this was the one book. And in this book, funny enough, Paulo says that dreams are an outlet of inner desires, and they are a form of communication with the soul of the world. And our goal as human beings is to get in touch and talk with that soul of the world. So then, about 3 months ago, I had this reoccurring dream again, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get this book. And I had already read it before, at least 3 times. But I said, I'm going to go ahead and buy this book. And I went into the Barnes & Noble at FIU on Southwest 8th Street, and I bought this book. And then as I started reading, I started to notice that Santiago had gone away from his dad tradition that he wanted, and so did I. You see, he was supposed to be just a priest, and I was just supposed to be a businessman, but I wanted to understand human nature. And he wanted to understand the world. So he became a shepherd, and I became a psychologist. And I started flipping the pages again, and little do you know, he gets in touch with this gypsy. And at the same time, I get in touch with a life coach. And the gypsy tells him the future, and the life coach asked me where I wanted to go, and he helped me get there. And the gypsy told him that he was going to tell him, but then at the end he had to give him a piece of his treasure. And what do you know? My life coach tells me, I'm going to help you, but then you have to give me a piece of your treasure. And he charges me $400 for 2 sessions in 1 month. Now naturally, I'm scared. And I think in my head, these coaches, these gurus, these gypsies, you can't trust gypsies. Just like Santiago in the book where he couldn't trust his gypsy. But nonetheless, he went into it face first and he immersed himself in this world of this gypsy. And the gypsy told him that he had his own treasure and he had to go find it. That was exactly what I went and told my life coach. My life coach told me I had my own personal legend and I had to find it. Well, no duh, that's what I called you for in the first place. So and he starts telling me about this Tony Robbins event. And this is where I went this weekend with Ference, my friend. A little hand of applause for Ference. So, my life coach tells me that I need to go to this event. And to go to this event, I need to make a donation. I need to give 10% of my salary. Well, I don't know about 10% of my salary, but I gave him $500. And just like Santiago, he met this elder, his guru, and he told him that he would teach him the tricks if he also made a donation and see this guru. So I gave him the donation, and the next day, I didn't hear anything from him. I didn't hear anything from him for a week, 2 weeks. I thought he went off and took my money. And the elder in this book did the same thing to Santiago. He spoke to him the next day, and then he disappeared forever. I like that ringtone. I have the same ringtone for me to wake up. And let me tell you, I decided to go deep in, and now that's when the problems started coming. You see, Santiago lost all his sheep. He was a shepherd, and he lost all his sheep. And just like me, I lost everything I had. You see, I had to go see my clients at the clinic as a therapist. And I lost my car. Boom, just like that, my car was totaled, and I lost everything that I ever had in order to get to exactly where I needed to go. And just like him, he had his sheep, and his sheep took him wherever he needed to go, so he lost it. So I started going, and I started telling myself, it's okay, I'm going to go to this event, I'm going to go see the alchemist. I'm going to go see my guru, and he's going to teach me all about my personal fable. And a week later, I lost my cell phone. And I had no way to get in contact with anyone. I had no way to get in contact with anyone that could give me a ride to go see this guru. And I started stressing out, and I started telling myself, but it's okay because you're going to find out your own personal legend. And just like that, I rented a car. And I said, things are starting to go my way. The only problem was that I needed a license. And I just noticed that I had my license in the back of that cell phone with my credit card. So I had no money and no driver's license to get where I needed to go. Now naturally I felt pain. I started thinking to myself, oh man, you know, it's superstition. I should have never listened to my dreams. Dreams are a load of squat. And then I started thinking in my head, and then I lost all my money. I just spent $500, and I lost my car, and I lost my cell phone. I'm not gonna make it. Now, not only am I superstitious, but I'm getting poor. And then it was the physical. I had to figure out how I was gonna get there. How I was gonna make this journey. How I was gonna travel 212 miles from Miami Lakes all the way to Orlando. So I started telling myself, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die, it's inevitable. Not only am I superstitious, not only am I losing my money, but now I'm gonna die because of this guru. And then came the doubts. There came the spiritual doubts. Oh man, but what if I fail spiritually? What if after listening to all this advice and I lost my superstition, I lost my money, now I might die. And if I don't die, what if I fail after the seminar? What if I go see the guru and I don't learn anything at all? Well, nonetheless, I made this journey. I don't know why. I must have been listening to the omens just like Santiago. Something in the wind, a little breath of a kiss, I don't know. But I decided to go on this journey, and when I got there, I was surrounded by everybody speaking these wonderful motivational things. And at first I was like, I came to the right place. I made it. But still, I found nothing worth listening to. Until the second day when I heard the guru, the alchemist. And it's funny because I don't want to ruin the book for you. But the alchemist tells Santiago to go find his personal treasure. And at the end of his personal treasure, he tells him a really simple piece of advice. Just like Tony told me. Tony said, if you want to grow, if you want to progress, you have to do 3 things. You have to find a guru. Find someone that's generally outstanding at what you want. You have to immerse yourself. Surround yourself with all these people. And then after that, you have to keep repeating it so that you didn't forget it. The hell does that mean to me? And it wasn't until I thought about this for 5 hours that, just like Santiago, my treasure was always where I had it. Right in here. Because from the beginning, I found a guru. I found my coach. And although I had my doubts, and I didn't know if I was going to lose my money, if I was being superstitious, believing in a dream, if I was going to lose my physical or maybe my spiritual, but I did it anyway, and I immersed myself in that culture. And not only did I immerse myself in that culture, but once I decided and I lost everything that I ever had, I repeated in the teachings. And I kept going with my goal no matter what. And I listened to my guru, and I went to that event. So fellow Toastmasters, do you have a personal legend? Is everything meant for a reason? Could be. Do you have your own path? Certainly. When it comes down to it, what are you looking for? Look deep within yourself. Because sometimes we're trying to be something else so much that what we were looking for the whole time was with us since the beginning. Thank you, Mr. Joseph.